Yesterday we were talking about like how Srimati Radharani appeared blind, and she was why she appeared blind, because she did not wanted to see anyone before seeing Krishna. Actually, she did not want to see anyone, but then Krishna said, no, anyway you have this, because of pastime we have to come to earthly planet. So then they agreed. Okay, Krishna promised that first, she asked this, that first I should see you. That is the thing. Okay, so that's why Krishna created this Leela. Okay, so now further in this book we'll see some more childhood pastime and some other pastimes. Okay, so in the palace of King Vrishabhanu, Radharani was staying in her childhood. She passed all her childhood playing with her sakhis. So wherever in the palace they played, Radharani, Srimati Radharani would always place a small deity of Krishna in the corner and decorate him with flowers. So Radharani and her sakhis would often play at cooking food for Krishna. That was their play, that let us cook some food for Krishna, and wherever they will cook, they will keep Krishna, she will keep Krishna's deity there. Okay, so once on Dwadasi Tithi, when the gopis were all absorbed in their play, Durvasa Muni arrived at their palace, and all the Sakhis ran away when they saw Durvasa Muni, but Srimati Radharani remained there. Durvasa Muni was very pleased to see the incomparable beauty of Srimati Radharani, and he said, "My dear child, today you must feed me sweet rice prepared with your own hands." So when Radharani heard the desire of Durvasa Muni, immediately she ran to her mother to collect the ingredients: nicely scented rice, milk, sugar, tej patta. Okay, you see, in kheer, sweet rice means kheer. So here it is mentioned in the scriptures that Radharani added tej patta. Some people say, oh, why you have added tej patta in kheer? It is only to be added in the paneer sabji. So here Radharani is adding tej patta in kheer, sweet rice. So she brought this tej patta, raisin. Raisin also should be added in kheer. Okay, raisin means the kismis, and elaichi, and camphor, kapoor, and other things. So she brought from her mother. Okay, so within a very short time, Radharani had prepared delicious sweet rice, which she served to Durvasa Muni. So he found the smell very tempting, and when he tasted the inconceivably nectarian rice, he was convinced that Radharani was Golokeshwari Mahalakshmi. No one else could have made such a wondrous preparation that defeated the taste of nectar and caused him to experience ecstasy. So being very pleased with Srimati Radharani's service and out of affection for her, he said, I am offering you a boon that whatever your hands touch, whatever you prepare, will taste like nectar, Amrit. Whoever tastes this food cooked by you will have long life, strength, beauty and fame, all of which will increase day by day. So that was the boon given by Durvasa Muni to Srimati Radharani. This is just a pastime, but Radharani anyway It's not like because of Durvasa Rishi's boon only she does, but in past time it happened like that. Okay. For example, when Krishna pleased his Guru Maharaj Sandipni Muni, then Guru Maharaj Sandipni Muni said that I give you this boon, that whatever you will speak will remain as a transcendental knowledge in eternally it will remain. So when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, it remains eternally, eternal truth. So this is the pastime. That doesn't mean that only because of Sandipni Muni's boon Krishna got this power. No, Krishna had this power already, but in this pastime he gave this credit to his devotee Sandipni Muni, who was playing the role of his guru Sandipni Muni. So it's like that. So when Mother Yashoda learned about this, that Durvasa Muni's boon upon Radharani, now this is the point. Durvasa Muni, see why Krishna arranged this whole thing. Because Durvasa Muni gave boon that Radharani, whatever she will cook and whoever will eat that, he will live long life, strength, beauty, fame, everything he will get. And it will increase day by day. So when Mother Yashoda got to know that Durvasa Muni gave such a boon to Radharani, she requested Kirtida, okay, mother of Radharani, and also later she requested Jatila, mother-in-law of Radharani. What she requested? That to bring Radharani to her house to cook for Sri Krishna, because if she cooks and Krishna eats, then what will happen? Krishna will become very long life. This is the pastime. So he might acquire all these blessings by tasting the food cooked by the nectarian hands of Srimati Radharani. So that's how Krishna arranged that Radharani only will cook for me. So in this way the boon was very beneficial for Radharani, as she was able to serve Krishna, and it was beneficial for Radharani also. She wanted to serve Krishna, she got the service. And on the request of Mother Yashoda, she would have so many chances to see and meet with Krishna. She want to meet Krishna, so now she don't have to do any effort. Krishna did such an arrangement that Yashoda Mata only saying, please come and feed my son Krishna. This is the way. Okay, so there is another pastime when by the touch of Krishna, Radharani regained her vision. The friendship between Yashoda and Kirtida became more intense, because Kirtida thought, okay, because of Yashoda's son, my daughter got eyesight. So they became more intense friend. So both families started to visit each other's homes now regularly. Sometimes Radharani would visit Nanda Maharaj's house with her mother. So there she would have darshan of her most beloved Sri Krishna. So Radha and Krishna continued to grow day by day. All the Nitya Siddha Sakhis of Radharani also appeared in Braja. Vishakha appeared on the same day and at the same moment as Radharani. There are 8 dear Sakhis of Radharani who are like expansions of Radharani's body. So they are Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, Indulekha, Champaklata, Tungvidya, Rangadevi and Sudevi. Yesterday we discussed about them in detail. So when Radharani reached the age of 7 months, King Vrishabhanu made elaborate arrangements to celebrate the Annaprashan ceremony of his daughter. Okay. He arranged a great yajna and invited all the citizens, Brahmins, relatives and his most dear friend Nanda Maharaj and his family. And Devi Puranmasi, Mother Rohini and Balaram and Mother Yashoda and Krishna all came to attend the ceremony. So when everyone was enjoying a sumptuous feast, Radharani took over one morsel of prasad from Sri Krishna's plate. Now this is the first grain Radharani is eating, and that she is taking from Krishna's plate. So while all the ladies were busy discussing their household matters, Krishna and Radharani, in the mood of childhood, met and drank the beauty of each other like chakora birds drink the moonlight. Okay. So Radharani manifested a wonderful beauty and sweetness just as a lotus manifests its beauty when it comes in contact with the sunlight. So in this way, Radharani, when she opened eyes, she just saw Krishna. Until that time she was waiting. She did not see anything in this world. And when she started eating, that was also first was Krishna Prasad. This is the highest level of devotion of Srimati Radharani. So this is now Radharani is the supreme. Krishna himself proved that. So this is one of the pastime which took place towards the end of the Pauganda period of Radharani. So once being overwhelmed by love, Krishna told Radharani that the essence of all worship is to worship you. Who said? Krishna said to Radharani what? That the essence of all worship is to worship you. If someone worships me without first worshipping you, he will get no result. You are my Mahabhavamayi, pleasure giving potency. So you derive pleasure by giving me pleasure. My pleasure is your pleasure. You are completely devoid of desire for your own enjoyment. Radharani has no desire for her own enjoyment. She only have a desire for the pleasure of Krishna. So you do not expect anything from me except my association and constant engagement in my service. So in this way, anyone following your process of worship will be very dear to me, and I consider them greater than any yogi or tapasvi. Without your merciful glance, no living entity can attain me. I am only attainable by pure devotion. Your activities are pure devotion. One who follows in your footsteps will have no fear of Yamaraj. He will be eligible to serve in my spiritual abode. Whoever desires to serve me with devotion should accept your name first from a bona fide guru and chant purely to attain perfection. Then only he be eligible to serve me. If one chants Radha Krishna together, I will be controlled by that most fortunate person. You are chief among all Gopagana and are greater even than Yashomati. What she said, what Krishna said last, you are even greater than Yashoda Mata. So many things Krishna said to Radharani, but last he said you are even greater than Yashomati Maiya. So when Radharani heard this, she laughed and said, your character is like a debauchee. I do not believe your words. You are talking so many things. Yashomati Mata is your dear mother. How can you say I am greater than her? What is the reason? So Krishna said, very soon you will see this. So even if she is saying that you are her daughter, very soon you will see that she will come to catch hold of your feet. So Krishna said, okay, you are even superior to Yashoda Mata. Radharani said, this is too much. Okay. So Krishna said, okay, I will prove it. Soon Yashoda Mata will come and catch hold of your feet. Okay. Because Radharani thought, okay, he is saying so many things, but he is saying you are even superior to Yashoda Mata. This is something like very great, because Yashoda Mata is your mother. So Krishna said, no, you see, soon she will come and catch your feet. So, to prove the greatness of Srimati Radharani, Krishna manifested a pastime. So one day some of the gopis, Vraj Gopikas, brought Radha and Krishna to one house to have fun with them. So they were deriving great pleasure by uniting Radha Krishna. All the gopi were making Krishna dance in the courtyard of the house and were chanting and dancing with him. So at that time Yashomati Mata reached there. So when she saw all the gopis were dancing with Krishna, she became angry and said to Radharani and her Sakhis, "What kind of behavior is this? My Gopal spends the full day in grazing cows. He is very tired and needs his rest. But you have disturbed his sleep and brought him here to play. So here you are making him dance. And I know you all do this every day. So this is not good at all. Do not do it again. My Krishna will get tired." So Radharani did not respond. So the Sakhis said to Yashoda Mata, Radharani did not say anything, but other Sakhis said, "Your son Gopal is a cowherd boy. He has become tired from wandering in the forest and grazing cows and is now sleeping in his bed. And this Krishna is not your son." They said, "Your Krishna is sleeping there. This is not your Krishna. Your son's name is Krishna, yes, but that does not mean there is no one else with the same name in this world. So go to your house and see, maybe your son is still sleeping there." So after hearing this from the Sakhis, Mother Yashoda was surprised. There may well be more than one boy named Krishna. But how is it possible that they would have the same features? They look same. Still, as the Sakhi suggested, she returned to her house to check on her Gopal. So when Yashoda Mata arrived, she was surprised to see that the words of the Sakhis were correct. Her son Krishna was sleeping on the bed. She was bewildered to see this, but at the same time she was feeling very happy also. So she immediately went back to the place where the Sakhis were playing with the other Krishna, and Yashoda Mata said, "O Sakhis, please listen to me. Where did you find this Krishna who looks exactly like my son Krishna? Both are the same age, they have the same features and same physique. So they walk the same way, speak the same way, behave the same way. Their bodily color is same. By seeing your Krishna, I am feeling satisfaction in my heart. I am feeling so much affection towards him. You all come to my house along with your Krishna. We will unite both Krishnas together and make them dance together. So everyone will be happy to see their dance. We can establish a friendship between both Krishna. Then after finishing the dance, you leave my Krishna in my house and come back here with your Krishna." So prompted by Krishna, Radharani said, "Oh dear mother, you are telling us to take our Krishna to your home." Now Radharani said this. "But we are feeling scared." Why? If both Krishnas are dancing, then how are we to tell which is your Krishna and which is ours Krishna? So your Krishna may become exchanged with our Krishna. So Mother Yashoda laughed to hear this and said, "If that happens, then what is the problem? Both are the same in their qualities." So Radharani said, "No, that is not correct. Your Krishna can never be equal in qualities with our Krishna. Your son is a cowherd boy who is grazing cows in the forest the whole day. He does not have any knowledge of love, prem tattva. But our Krishna is an incomparable jewel among all the Purushas. He is Purusha Ratna and Purushottam. So many yogis, rishis, munis, jnanis and dhyanis are worshipping his lotus feet. Our Krishna has killed so many great demons. He has corrected the mistake of Brahma, the creator of this universe." Mother Yashoda replied, "My son has also performed all these activities. All the Brajvasis know about this. When my son was only 3 days old, he killed Putana demon. Then he killed Saktasur and Trinavritasur. Everyone knows that all these are activities of Yashodanandan." Radharani said, By this decision we may create a quarrel. Later you will understand which Krishna has greater qualities. For now, however, we should put a mark on the head of our Krishna so that they will not be confused. There won't be any confusion. Very good. Saying so, Radharani put one spot of sandalwood pulp on the forehead of Krishna. The round white mark on the blue forehead of Krishna looked like the moon rising from behind a blue mountain. Radharani said to all the Sakhis, now you all see there is a mark of Chandan on the forehead of my Krishna. You all should keep your eyes on your Krishna so that he does not get lost. Then Radharani and her Sakhis along with their Krishna went to the house of Yashoda. Yashoda saw her Krishna was still sleeping on the bed inside the house. She woke him up and brought him to dance with the second Krishna. When they danced together, the two Krishnas looked like two sparkling Neelamani. Everyone was surprised to see their dance. Never had they witnessed such a wonderful event. Then all of a sudden Yashoda's Krishna merged into the body of the gopis Krishna and became one form. Now there is only one Krishna. They were dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing, and suddenly one Krishna gone. Only there is one Krishna. Then the dance was finished. Radharani and her Sakhis prepared to leave along with their Krishna. Mother Yashoda did not find her Krishna. She started to cry. Where is my Krishna? So where did my Krishna go? So you are taking away your Krishna. You must give me back my Krishna. So Radharani said, where can we find your Krishna? Our life and soul, this Krishna is not your son. Just see, on the forehead of our Krishna is the mark of Chandan. I placed there, you see. So Mother Yashoda said, all of you were making them dance. You must have hidden my Krishna somewhere. This is your trick. Radha, you know so many tricks. So Radharani said, this courtyard is surrounded by a wall. Both Krishnas were dancing here. How can we know where one of them went? We have not left this place ourselves. Then Yashoda, with great pity in her voice, said, I do not have 5 or 7 children. She was crying almost. I have only one child. He is wealth of happiness for both his father and mother. He is like the helping stick of an old man. O Radha, my life here is about to leave my body. Please give me back my Krishna and save my life. I am catching your feet. Please give me back my Krishna. From today, I will become your maid servant. So when Krishna heard Yashoda speaking like this, he looked upon Radharani and smiled, indicating something to her with a slight movement. Radharani said, you are the queen of Vraja. You are my elder, my worshipable mother. Why are you catching my feet? It is a great offense on my part that you are catching my feet. Why are you speaking these bad words to me? Mother Yashoda said, please bring my son back as soon as possible. Then you will be free from all offenses. There will be no sin on your part. Radharani said, but how can I bring him? Where shall I go to search for him? When Yashoda heard this from Radharani, she started to cry and spoke very pathetically. I will not maintain my life any longer without my Neelamani. Saying this, Yashoda Devi fainted and fell to the ground. It seemed that she was giving up her life. Radharani looked upon Sri Krishna and said, what to do now? Your mother who was holding you in her womb is dying in front of you. Please tell me what to do now. Krishna said, you need not be worried. My mother is not going to die. Radharani went to Yashoda and spoke in her ear, Krishna's mother, Yashoda, wake up, arise, your Krishna has come back. As soon as Mother Yashoda heard the name Krishna, immediately she woke up and said, O Srimati Radharani, oh, where is my Krishna? So Radharani replied, your Krishna had become tired by dancing with our Krishna. He has gone to his bedroom and is sleeping there on his bed. Yashoda had full faith that Radharani never spoke a lie. She immediately went to Krishna's bedroom and found Krishna sleeping there on the bed. Nandarani Yashoda picked up her son with great affection and embraced him, kissing him again and again. All the Sakhis left for the respective houses. Thus Krishna established Radharani's greatness. So this was the very some different kind of pastime. Okay. Now we will discuss one more small pastime and then we can complete. So Radha, appearance of Radha, okay, this we can discuss tomorrow, but okay, this is small pastime we will discuss. Lalita and Krishna in a swing festival. So Narad Muni, being great devotee of Krishna, was visiting Srimati Radharani regularly. Krishna noticed this frequent visits and warned Radharani that she should be careful about associating too closely with Narad Muni, as he was expert in instigating disputes between people. So Krishna's apprehension was that Narad might also create some misunderstanding between Srimati Radharani and himself and thus create quarrel. So but Radharani did not take Krishna's words seriously. Krishna said, see, Narad ji can create some quarrel, okay, so be alert. But she did not take it seriously. So she was thinking that her love for Krishna was so strong that no one could create any kind of dispute between her and Krishna. So Krishna said, obviously you do not care for my warning, but one day you will see the result of your association with Narad Muni. See, Krishna said, I have given you warning. Now if you follow my advice, it will be good. If you don't follow, you will see the problem. So once Narad Muni visited Brajbhumi and he was playing his veena. Pleased with Narad Muni's beautiful music, Krishna wanted to give him a boon. Narad Muni said, now I do not have any wish to be fulfilled. Please keep your offer for the future. Whenever I am in need of your favor, I will ask you for it. So one day, all the Sakhis arranged a swing, jhula, for Radha and Krishna near Lalita Kund. So a swing was prepared and decorated gorgeously, and all the Sakhis along with Krishna were ready. Srimati Radharani, however, had not yet arrived. So everyone was waiting for her. Without her, the festival could not begin, Jhulan festival. So at this time, Narad Muni happened to reach there. The Narad Muni asked, what arrangements are these? What is the occasion? So the Sakhis replied, we have prepared a swing festival, Jhulan Mahotsav, for Radha and Krishna. Everything is ready, but Radharani has not come. So we are all awaiting her arrival. So then Narad Muni went to Sri Krishna and told him, my dear Lord, do you remember one day you granted me a great wish and I told you that I will ask for it when I need it? Today I have a special desire. If you will kindly oblige me, I will be very grateful. So Krishna said, of course, Naradji, I remember, I promised. And so today I will grant you your wish. Please tell me, what is your desire? So Narad Muni said, I long to see the pastime of you and Lalita singing together. I want to see that you and Lalita Sakhi swinging in this Jhulan together. Some strange desire of Narad Muni. So Krishna said, oh, but that is easily arranged. Sri Radha is not here. She is late, delayed. So in the meantime, Lalita and I can sing together, no problem, you can see. So Lalita, however, did not wish to swing with Krishna. She wanted only to see her beloved Sakhi Sri Radha swinging with Krishna. She wanted that Radharani should swing with Krishna, but Krishna said, I have no problem. So Krishna, seeing Lalita's hesitation, pulled her hand and by force made her sit next to him on the swing, and the Sakhis swung them both. And Narad Muni and the gopis were happy to observe Lalita and Krishna swinging together. So Narad Muni saw and very happy, and suddenly he left. Suddenly he left that place and went to the home of Srimati Radharani directly there, and free to wander anywhere he pleases. He went straight to Radharani's room, where she was dressing in preparation for the swing festival. Now she was dressing. Narad Muni said to Srimati Radharani, "What are you doing here?" Radharani replied, "I am preparing for the swing festival with Sri Krishna. My Sakhis have arranged it near Lalita Kund." Naradji said, "You are preparing for the swing festival? Don't you know what is happening there? Krishna is already engaged in swing festival with Lalita." My God. Radharani could not believe that Lalita would enjoy a swing festival with Krishna. But Naradji said, "So then you go and see for yourself what is happening there. If you don't believe my words, go and see." Radharani immediately went to Lalita Kund, and from a distance she saw Lalita and Krishna swinging together. Radharani became very angry and ran away from the Kund. So meanwhile, Krishna and all the Sakhis were waiting for Radharani, but still she did not arrive. Krishna understood that there must be some problem that had caused her delay. He thought to ask Narad Muni, but looking around the Kunda, he noticed that Narad Muni had disappeared. He is not at all there. So then Krishna knew that Narad must have done something. And so he went in search of Radharani himself. After some time, he found Sri Radharani sitting in a kunja in a very angry mood, crying. He went to her and cried, and Krishna went to her and tried to pacify. He tried to pacify Srimati Radharani, but she would not hear anything he had to say. She was not listening anything. Krishna said, "Radharani, what are you doing here? We have been waiting for you for so long. All the Sakhis are awaiting your arrival. Why are you sitting here? Why are you sitting alone here crying?" Radharani, being very angry, she said, "Why do you need me? You are swinging with Lalita. Be happy singing with her. You do not need me there. Go." Krishna asked Radha, "How do you know that I am singing with Lalita?" Radharani said, "I heard it from Narad Muni." Then Krishna realized that Narad Muni had created this situation. He told Radharani, "Just see how Narad has fooled you. I had granted Narad one wish. Today he came and requested me to fulfill his desire of seeing Lalita and I sing together. Since your arrival was delayed, to make Narad happy, Lalita and I sang together. Lalita did not want to sing with me at all, but I forced her just to make Narad happy. But after putting us on the swing, he has come here and informed you of this, causing you to become upset. I had already warned you before to be careful with Narad and not associate with him too closely. He is very expert in making people quarrel with each other." So Krishna warned Radharani not to trust Narad in future. Radharani smiled to hear this explanation from Krishna, and together they went to Lalita Kund to sing. So this is just the playful pastime of Krishna and Radharani, and Naradji they are engaged. So it's not like Narad Muni is very bad personality, no, but it's just a mood was created. Krishna only arranged this all, okay, to increase the mellows between Radha and Krishna, okay, so it's the time now, so we can complete here, and we can pause here, and tomorrow we will hear. Tomorrow is the 13th, right? And the 14th is the Radha Ashtami. So tomorrow is the 7th day. 14th anyway we will have Radharani's more pastimes in the morning, but we have planned to complete 7 days class. So tomorrow is the 7th day. So we will discuss the Radha Kund appearance. Radha Kund is very, very, very important. So we will discuss about Radha Kund tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai. Any question is there? No?